Hello guys, this is Uncharted 6, and yes, you finally get to see my face. And today is a special day. Today is July 31st, and I'm making this video because today, exactly 10 years ago, on July 31st, 2008, I moved here to the United States. And I'm sorry that my voice sounds the way it does. I have a cold or something. But I hope you're gonna understand me fine. So basically, the reason why I moved here is because my mom, she was born in Germany, and my dad, he was born in the US. And after high school, he went to the army, and he was stationed in Germany. And there he met my mom, and they eventually got married. And my dad lived in Germany for about 20 years. And then in 2003, he went to Iraq to work. And then at the end of 2007, he accepted a job in the USA. And that's one of the reasons why we moved here. And also, my grandparents on my dad's side got really sick and passed away within 3 months, and I never got to see them a second time. But yeah, anyway, it was the night before our big move, and I didn't have a lot to give up, except a couple friends, but I saw them again on visits. But I was excited to move, but I was also a little upset because I would miss Germany and everything. So the last night, we all spent at my grandparents' house in Germany. And since we would have to get up in the middle of night, they sent me to bed at 9 o'clock at night. And I was so excited and so upset, I just couldn't sleep. I was standing in my room, and for an hour, I was just standing at the window looking outside for an hour straight. And then at 10 o'clock, I finally went to sleep. And then 2 hours later, my grandpa comes in the room and told me, it's time to get up, it's time to leave. So we all went to the kitchen and ate something before we went and packed our stuff and said bye to my grandparents, and we left for the airport, where the trip began. And we gave up our bags, and then we all waited for our plane. My mom and me and my dad, but my sister didn't. My sister decided to stay in Germany because she had a boyfriend back then who she ended up marrying, and now they're divorced again, which happened a couple of years ago. So the plane ticket that was originally ordered for my sister, my dad tried to take it, but he couldn't, so he had to buy another one, and then he would meet us at the Toronto airport a couple hours later. So my mom and I, we were alone, without anybody waiting for our airport, waiting for the plane. We got on it, and I can tell you, I hated the flight. I hated it. I've been on airplanes before that, but the problem was, for me, the flight was too long, which was about 8 hours. The food was bad, and I just I just didn't like it. We landed in Toronto. We had we had to get our bags and our 2 cats. We found everything, and then we proceeded to the whatchamacallit, like we started wandering throughout the airport, and we met some relatives there, my aunt and my uncle and my cousin. We met them, and then we went to a different terminal to wait for my dad. And then a couple hours later he arrived. We went to my dad's car that he left at the airport because he had to fly to Germany a couple days before we moved to convince my sister, which we failed to do because my sister just tried to, with all her power, to stay, and she made it, and it was, I don't want to say it. Anyway, what else do I remember? We got to my dad's car, and and my cousin, he decided to ride with my dad and me, while my mom drove with my aunt and my uncle. So we left the airport, drove to the American and Canadian border. We crossed the border and went to Buffalo, which is where I live. And and my mom and my aunt and uncle, they arrived at the house a little later. And then, yeah, we got settled in and talked for a little while. And at the same night, we went to a restaurant which was down the street from us and had some dinner. At that time, when we left the restaurant, another uncle and my cousin and my aunt arrived at the restaurant to say hello to us. It was a touching moment. And I had 1 month until high school started for me. So we had to get everything done. We went to an open house. We got me all set up for classes and registration and whatnot, you know, everything you have to do to get signed up for school when you switch school and stuff. But we're gonna talk about that in a little bit. I got to know a couple of things. I got to see the Niagara Falls. I learned a little bit about the States. Not to mention, I only spoke very little English back then, because in Germany, in school, they didn't teach me all the English that I needed to know. So my mom, she gave me a CD that helped me to learn a little bit of English, enough to know something about it, about the language. I had to talk English with my dad because he said, you know, once high school starts, you're gonna have to find your way around. I mean, you're going to be taking some English classes, but but it's important that we already learn English. So the beginning of September came, and I started school. First day of high school. It wasn't bad, but it was, oh my, I never forget that. I didn't understand everything, and I couldn't really follow along with everything that they told me. And I got home and I started crying because I just felt so horrible. I felt so helpless. But then from the second day on, it started to get better by the day. And I was able to complete high school. I was able to complete freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior year. And I'm proud I did it. And I'm actually happy that I moved here. 10 years later, I'm still here, well and alive. Yeah, so that was my video of explaining why I moved to the States. And if you have any more questions, just feel free to ask in the comments. Peace.